What's up, everybody? A Spare with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Subnautica. When we left off in the last episode, we tried to go back to the Aurora and find out if we had actually, in fact, left the power upgrade there, or efficiency upgrade, sorry, which it was not. Now, there are a couple other things that I needed to go over and clarify. First of all, I mentioned in the last video that some of the other upgrades may not be implemented yet. This is, in fact, incorrect. I've been told from a couple other people in the comments that there are record or indications of people finding I don't know why I grabbed that one copper. People finding the blueprints for those upgrades in the stable branch build, not just the unstable. So that's good to know. Let's see, what else? What else? I think that was actually it, but and this is what the submarine tab is for, apparently. So that's good to know. I don't know what biome and stuff they're native to, or if there is a limitation, because again, all of the wiki information says it's not implemented. So if it is implemented, then I don't really know where specifically to look, or if there is any specific to look in. Let's see, what else? I'm not sure if we're going to continue the, whatchamacallit? Oh, look at all the coordinates. The tunnel to the Aurora at the moment. The reason for that, I mean, I probably should, just because reasons. And we're also going to need one glass. This is enameled glass, right? Yeah. The reason I say that is because at this point in time, I don't really think there's anything at the Aurora that we really need. So it kind of begs the question of what's the point of going over there. But at the same time, the game is still being actively updated, so if we were to continue building the tunnel, it's possible that we'd have a secure line to, you know, the Aurora in the event that they end up updating the game. And now there's another reason to go back to the Aurora. Now there's a couple other things that have been mentioned as well, like the idea of, instead of doing one long tunnel, doing a branching path. Or not a branching path, stationary outpost kind of things, individual outposts along the way, like point to point, I guess, for lack of a better term. And so I'm going to use this as the Seamoth as a portable air source over here, since I only have my 2 oxygen tanks with me. But there's been talks, a couple people have mentioned, and it's not a bad idea, is maybe doing a tunnel all the way out. My bad. And then when it starts getting into Leviathan territory, just like dropping one tunnel type of thing, or one little outpost with a hatch kind of thing. There's one problem with that theory, is that, in my opinion, the part where I think it would be better to reverse it, if that was the consensus all along, then I apologize that I got it mixed up. Like, to me, it makes more sense to do little outposts along the way, and then when you get into Leviathan territory, then actually having a long tunnel. That, to me, makes more sense. But, again, I could be wrong about the whole, what was being suggested. It wouldn't be the first time. So, like, for example, what I'm thinking about doing for now is deconstructing all of these to get some extra titanium back, but it keeps everything attached to the grid. This is important to me, so that then you can actually do stuff, and you're not just putting it randomly like this and then having to go off of it. So that's kind of important in my opinion. So for example... This is my new building style here. Where's the ground? We can do one more. Now, one thing to note that's interesting is it is still, in fact, connected to our hull integrity of our main base. I think that's kind of interesting, even though there's no connecting corridors that lead over here.
30 seconds of oxygen.
Well,
remaining.
if I could get this to detect so I could deconstruct it, I'd be okay. Now, where are you? Grab you. Oh, I left one. So I find that to be a little intriguing, is that it, no matter where you're building the things, it is actually still connected to your overall hull integrity and not like it's some new outpost. And that's kind of interesting to me. But what we might do... Hi. Sorry. What we might do is kind of... instead of doing ladders, I might actually leave it this way and do hatches. Like hatch to hatch. And then you could just drop out and come back down. I think that would be an interesting way to do it. It would also save on some resources, because we wouldn't have to have tunnels all the way down. I don't really need to construct that whole thing. I don't know why I did that. Let's see. We could probably go down about here. Actually, let's put a elbow here. And we're gonna go out this way and then go down and out, I think, is how we'll play this. So... And essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this building style, I think, of doing one space at a time. Actually, we can go deconstruct these too, or at least two of them. For now, again, we could always... And I don't really need the ladder there. Yeah, let's... How much titanium do I have? Oh, I don't actually have that much. I thought I had a lot more than that. We'll leave those at the moment, but when we start needing more titanium, we can break those back down. But what this will do is it'll, well, for one, it'll space out our resources a lot. And then as we get more titanium and stuff, we can just go add it back in. But I personally think this will be interesting. It'll keep everything set up and in line, like we'll know where everything's supposed to go. Side note, when I was building this over here, I did like a T and stuff. Totally forgot you could just do an elbow. But whatever. We'll leave that for now. Let me get this one built. Oh, I started to say, though, what I'd like to do is when we start hearing the Leviathan roar, I'm going to assume we're in, like, their territory. And so then we'll start making sure every section is constructed instead of fragmented, so that we're not, like, out here very long. Okay, hull's at 4. I do have to pay attention to the hull strength. I haven't really been watching that too much, and that could be a problem. Okay, I can do 2 more, and then we've got to... Well, no, actually, I can't do 2 more. Gotta break some of these down. Alright, so first things first. We don't really need this elbow here at the moment, only because we kind of know that it's gonna have to turn there to meet up at that point. So this is one quick quick way to actually get your base further expanded quickly is you can kind of
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen
you
remaining.
can kind of build the points and not really worry about the rest of it. Though I am curious as to how far we have to go before we're in Leviathan territory. We don't have like a little biome indicator like you do in Minecraft. We don't look that far away from the Aurora, but it kind of seems far away. And I know I had mentioned in the last episode that we don't actually need to go down and stuff. We could have just gone straight out towards the Aurora. That's true, but the only problem with that is if there's resources on the ground that we want to access, we would then have to like get out and swim down or something, whereas this way we're actually able to just, you know, walk through the whole thing, and we'll just make like a corridor / ladder setup or whatever that will just go up when we get to the Aurora. Now, some of you may already have thought of this, but when we actually get into Leviathan territory, we're gonna have to start using the sea view more. Because that's basically going to be our safe zone. Okay, and I think we'll leave that one as the last one for this area. And then we'll go straight out this way. I'm also going to be keeping my eye out for any... Now, you know what? Let's,
Running 30 seconds of oxygen.
Of course,
remaining.
I should have brought my other air tank. I'll admit I'm a little nervous out here. I don't know when Leviathan territory kicks in. That's our beacon over there from our last sea moth that got wrecked. You know what? I probably should go grab the sea view. Probably should be using that thing. It has that lower crush depth, but we're not at that deep over here. I am so surprised this thing runs on 1% power. I mean, I get it. I think it's kind of cool that, oh, that's what I should do. That's what I should do. First of all, let's take this. I don't know if I can fix him from here or not, but it's worth a shot. We'll have this on us anyway if we don't. I have 2 power cells. Oh, well, screw that. I was going to take a power cell with me just in case the sea moth ran out of power. If it's already got a power cell, I mean, I already have 2. So, it's fine with me. Alright, now we do have to pay attention to the fact that we're a longer ship, and I can't just drop as soon as our canopy is over. It would be cool if they installed some kind of cameras that you could look back over here and it would show you like where the back end is or something. Kind of like a backup camera. I am still advocating for strafing though. Like that needs to be a priority. Okay, we're a little further out. There we go. That should be pretty good. Spadefish. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Let's, whoa. What is with our floatiness here? Let's bring it a little bit closer just in case we start getting attacked or something. We have more... what's happening to the ship? Is that part of the running on 1% power thing that it can't, like, drive properly, or what is going on? I'm kind of scared now. Maybe I'm hung up on something? I'm hung up on something. That's so funny. I was like, wait a minute, what is going on over here? That's hilarious. Alright. Again, strafing would be so cool, because I could just get off of this thing and then turn back around. trying to stay out of the way of the tunnel. That's the only thing. I don't want to pull into its, like, path. But there, that's better. That's better. Now with 30% less being stuck on things. Okay, so let's go out one more. Like there. We'll build that one out. Because we're gonna need to go down. Oh, nope, not foundation. Not what I needed. Nope. Where'd the regular corridor go? There it is. And now it's insisting on not building... Oh wait, it did that anyway. Never mind. I'm a derp. Momentarily just completely forgot that it wouldn't do that. Now, where does this... Okay, it is sea level. Great. That's perfect. So this is definitely a good way to construct. At least while you're trying to figure out where you want your base to go. Although, it might benefit us to go up one.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Barely been down here 5 minutes. Actually, it hasn't been 5 minutes. Ooh, that was weird. Actually, let me grab my other tank. I don't have that much titanium on me. Okay. It's kind of nice. The sea view is also providing light. Okay, and so we're just going to keep kind of building this out. Hopefully without running into any terrain issues. Like that. Oh, geez, what just hit me? What the heck? Oh, it's one of those stupid... Oh, gosh, I forgot I was in a red zone. Or a red forest area. Oi. Now, I don't actually have a fabricator. Oh, crap. I thought it could tell me what it was anyway. I think, what is it? It's creep vine and coral chunks that make health something. Which we don't have any kind of food or supplies or anything on us. That's great. So stay away from that thing. It's not exactly like there isn't enough things in this ocean trying to kill us. We gotta add, like, hostile worm things now, too. Might as well grab that while we're right here. Okay. It would be nice... I don't know if I can kill those things with a knife. That would be interesting. Because they keep, like, spitting stuff at us. I want to try it, actually. Ooh! 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 I guess we just hit Leviathan territory. Come here, fish. Oh gosh, that's so scary. Alright, let's bring the sea view a little closer. I don't like having to swim this far. Yeah, they're right there. Those little worm things. Annoying. Alright. Got that walking glitch again. Awesome. Not really seeing any Leviathans at the moment. But that does not mean that they aren't here. Or we're not in their area, or anything like that. Unless that's some other animal, but I'm pretty sure that was the Leviathan roar. So, they don't seem to be here right at the moment, so let's test... Well, that's not what I meant to do. Alright, well, they're not bothering us from over here. They are getting awful loud, though. Alright, I don't know really where I'm going with this. Should probably go up at this point, maybe. Because that's going to be like a cliff edge. So we're going to have to go up and over this at some point anyway. Yeah. We'll end it here. We'll bring it back up at this point. Okay, we can start deconstructing this. For now. Alright. The only other thing we might want to do before moving on is possibly look for some food. There's one. You'll do. Come here. Oh. Yeah, there's that. I don't see any airfish or anything. That would be nice for some water. But as long as we don't get too far away, we can always just run the sea moth back for supplies. We just have to stay outside of Leviathan turf, basically. Okay, so from here... we're basically just going to go up. Now, there is one caveat to this that I really should probably preface, that I don't know for sure how it will work. And that is the fact that I don't know that Leviathans can't get through the base. This is kind of like experimentation as well as exploration. That, if nothing else, we will have a pipeline, anyway, down to a red forest biome to get some supplies and stuff. But we're also gonna kind of figure out pretty quick whether or not they can hurt you in a base or not. Kind of that process of elimination, trial and error thing. Ooh, that was close. I was like, I've got titanium, but I'm not paying attention to the hull. Come on. Yeah. Alright, so anyways, I think we're running out of time for this episode, but you kind of... I'm hoping everybody's kind of getting the idea of where we're headed with this and stuff like that. But that'll make a lot more progress a lot easier. Probably up until this point we might just leave them modularized. I'm not sure about that yet. I still haven't quite figured that out, that whether they're going to end up just being like air pockets kind of thing. But I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you guys think it's better to have one long giant tunnel system, or if we'll save the tunnel system for the Leviathan area and stuff like that and leave the rest as just like pockets kind of thing. But anyways, I think that's about all we have time for in this episode, so we're going to wrap things up here. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.